Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Zongbo Jiang, and little bit introduce myself. So I'm Zongbo. So I'm original from China and have been living in the UK for the last 6 years now. And I graduated from RSA Fashion 2 years ago, and have been working freelance since then. And I'm currently at a resident at Cyberpunk Foundation. And I did one during this. It's kind of like me this stage, like doing different, because freelance is not easy, and doing different job and doing my art commission and part-time. And also I see myself is like visual activism, so it's like kind of like the eyes, it's like observe different stuff and talking about different issue. And I would define my like myself as a visual artist, and my design concept usually focus on different issues on our planet, such as mental health, animal rights, and environment. So I won't use my own way to explore the issue and use my visual language as a visual activism to open and continue the conversation of how we can improve the way we all live on this planet as Earthling. So my work usually start with designing the character, and this work is like I create for like our foundation this summer show, and it's kind of like my summarize all the character I have created so far in my work. So they all come together in the virtual like city to interact and speak about the issue they represent. So I hope give you a bit general like idea. Like I usually like creating character as a base, then with their like story. So each character they have like own story, but more talking about. So today like I can talk about two projects of like my work. So I hope it will be more understand like why I call myself as a visual activist. So like the first project is called Dynama for Earthling. And Dynama for Earthling is a combination of different projects and ideas that come together in a virtual world. The work explores the different issues on our planet. So this is how I usually start the project. Like, and so kind of like my mood board. Like I like to sketch, and also I get inspiration from like painting, like film, and because myself like I can really like visual person, so I get information from like all the visual like like film as well. So and usually I start the project, I will thinking about what's the aim of this project. So the aim of this project is use digital as an alternative form to share the issue I have researched, to work and collaborate and build a relationship with different charity and organizations that work to highlight and combine issue with environment, social media, and animal rights. And like as mentioned, like my process always like begin with like doing research and creating this kind of like visual map, then refining my idea, then I move to build my character. So like the work have like kind of like have 3 layers. So the layers 3 is called the social dilemma. It's inspired by the documentary The Social Dilemma. So like how I like visualize specific data based around the control truth and digital cleaning, and about the darker truth of social media company. So on the like right side is kind of how I usually start to doing like mind map, like write down the key point, then I move to build my character, like how I like to start with a sketch, then kind of like creating. So this have like 3 character. So the first one is about this guy is like about talking about control social media company have over 8 user, and second one is true and fake news and spread of misinformation, and the third one is ignore delete, is look at unseen working of this company. And I mean like they usually have their like own story behind. So in somehow maybe I can pass. Yeah. And this style is layer 3. The layer 2 is like about an animal dilemma. So the work inspired by the Peter's ethos. Animals are nor too wear, nor too experimental on, and nor too abuse in any way, and also for entertainment or to eat. So here also is kind of like, so like I create this 5 characters as well, like to talking about their like own issue. And the layer 1 is talking about environment and dilemma. It's like just now also mentioned about inspiration is from like this like documentary called Our Planet, and also even such as the Australia fire like 2020. So it's how these 2 characters called Plasticity and Heat Up. So then like after I create all the character, then I bring them all into the one virtual space. So it's kind of like I hope it's like, yeah, can understand, like, so it's like I bring all together. I mean, it's just how my like mind's always thinking, and I just like to write down to first step. I was like imagine how the film is like they have like showing all the like issue and character themselves, they like kind of like virtual like protest by themselves and to speak about their own issue. And I mean, I just like to show my process is how sometimes I don't have like idea, then I like when I playing working, I have more idea how the whole storyline. Yeah, so here is kind of, and I can show this. So this is the film. So I mean, after this work, so this is like my first point that I began to see my work as a visual activism and explore and visualize different issue in different way to open up conversation about the issue like mentioned like mental health and the environment. So then after that project, so the next I can talk about is because like I more naturally like kind of like talking about different issue than about this project is like more focused about the environment issue. So this project I can talk about is called Climate Hero. So I did this year around March. So like it's for my like it's like show in my foundation. So the work is like talking about how global warming like 1.5 degree then affect about this 12 species. And it's like when I first read this report and is feeling the heat, so like how they talking about this like effect about this like 12 species like they have like mountain hare and coffee and coral and different this kind of like species. Then I just feel like I really want to do something like about this, speak about this issue. So like same way like I follow like my usual process, I start like write down the key points like about this 12 species, and like how I usually work also is like write down from what I read this report, then like write down the key points, and also I draw the kind of like sketch. It's helped me to get more inspiration as well. So here is like this like 12 like in the first stage like how I develop, and going to the next stage is more like I was thinking about they are like more hero feeling. So it's like finalize like this 12 like heroes like what they are like skill they are and what's the name, what like they are like problem they are facing. So it's like come up this like 12 like finalize this 12 like character. I mean here is just like some process I like to show as well as how like when I creating like character, and then also move on to like use the software called Close 3D and then like making the garment, and also I use the online website called Mixamo. So like how they thinking about the movement and how this kind of like story behind each one. So then after that stage, then I always like thinking about how I can talk about the story and how the story can work. So like I can roughly talk about is like how this 12 like hero they try and be like show their skill, and in the end they want to choose one become like final big hero to win and against about this global warming. And I can talk so here is like they are like 12 hero profile, like this 12 look, because they already made in 3D. And I can show the film first and I can talk about so they are kind of like set in where they actually in the real like environment set. So the first one is coral, is how talking about like global warming kind of like bleach, then the colors change. And the second one is penguin, is how they kind of like, because global warming like the ice get less and less, so they kind of like struggling where they should live in their like environment. And on the sides this kind of like I call them like sun judges, like say who is like doing better or like what they issue. And this one is like the puffing, is talking about how the global warming they are like getting less and less food. So I imagine this character become strong woman to like get the food for the baby. So yeah. And the next one is the sea turtle, is talking about how this 1.5 degree affect about them like the sun become like hotter and hotter, so they couldn't really stand in the sun, so they kind of dance, but also talking about this issue. And the next one is the frog. I was imagine they are like more like magic guy, like how, because the global warming, like they kind of like easily more pass virus to each other, and then they get less and less. So this is how they kind of like around the virus around them. And this one is a black hat monkey. So they also like help a lot for our environment, but they also getting less space to live. Yeah, so it's like. And the next one coming up is the bumblebee. Is how talking about the global warming, like they are kind of like wrong outfit. They are really hard working for our planet, but they are like how they born and like just like not suitable for this weather anymore. And same as like this one is like bluebell. It's about how like especially in UK how the bluebell they couldn't tell the weather now, because summer is delayed and like temperature is like changing, so like some flower is open, some flower in the back is like closed. And this one is like hippo, so like how they try to fight with human, like how they like home space. And this one is a coffee bean. It's like how they, because with the global warming they are like get more like fungus, like so they like grown less as well. And this one is a mountain hare. It's like because they used really like hiding, and because now they like because the global warming they kind of like in the spotlight, so they couldn't hide anymore. So like I was imagining they are in the like toilet, they kind of like spotlighting them. And same as snow leopards, because like the mountains like the snow also get less, they also like used to be like really hiding, and now they couldn't really hide anymore, so they get being killed like more. So this is kind of like they are like 12 heroes like performance and showing what their skill it is. Then so in the end I kind of like thinking about a storyline, maybe they all become like one big hero. So like I kind of like makes them together become like big like hero, then they can all together to speak about this issue. Yeah. And this is the winning stuff. And yeah, so also this is like my first time have the group, like And next, so apart from that, like so just now the two projects like more about like myself, like what I enjoying to do, and also like because I need to like live, so like I also like doing commercial project. So like some this kind of like different projects, like this one is like when I first graduated I did for this like designer for like his like first like my first like London Fashion Week 2 years ago, like it shows a, I mean I just want kind of show like what's kind of like different way like possibility like my work going, and also collaborate with like artists, and also surprised like I did like quite a few like music video working with different like artists. And this is like more this year like I quite lucky to work with like Nike for this project. Is like they like my this character, so they want they are like new Air Max shoes and wearing on my character. Yeah, so it's nice to see like how, because my character also talking about their own like issues, then then turning to like commercial project. So it's like kind of like nice to see this combination. And also because my background is like fashion, so I also enjoying to do like digital like garment. So this is like I did last year for like Vogue China. They are like first meta human, and like so I designed the garment as a like digital fashion artist for this project. Yeah, and also like not on because just now I showing is like mostly is like fully digital, and this is kind of like mixed with like fashion brand. So I did this for Gucci. They are like Gucci Good Game last year. So my role is like 3D artist. So like I like doing all the CGI background. So here also is like some example like how like my work mix with like fashion brand as well. So this is me. Thank you. I hope makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so does anyone have any questions?
Yeah.
Is it like, are they also like play like explorable?
Oh, you mean like could be like play?
Like would they be like potentially would they be something like an Unreal environment that someone could kind of like navigate through? Or?
Yeah, I mean like at kind of like at my this stage I'm thinking about could be in the like gaming industry, like how. I mean, I want to talk with people and also talk with Moe, like how like could be like maybe work in the like gaming and how like people like explore this game, and also it could be educational like game as well. But I also like my personally like a little bit like more direct to like fashion film, because like how I mean even my work is really like look digital and gaming, but I don't play game like now, and I just like more like enjoying like to watch stuff. So like maybe for myself, maybe it could be like in the film or like different series, like but it's like digital, like combine digital fashion like this all my character like in the like their story or like documentary for like kind of like my way to want to reach out more like different like people to know this like different issue on our planet. So yeah, I hope makes sense. Yeah.
I guess like I have like a follow-up question to that would be, I guess with your own work, I guess like the two videos, like where I was curious in terms of like where you see or where they do sort of get displayed or situated, like I mean, do you see these works, or do these works also sort of get, say, like shown in exhibitions, or is it like how do you see those works kind of operating like in the world as well?
I mean, like I was quite lucky. So like the first work, Dynama for Earthling, so it's like was showing the Piccadilly Circle, the screen. So it's like I mean it's quite nice in the big like size, then the screen, and also it's kind of way to like to reach out more people. And just now the Climate Hero is like actually it's like at the moment it's showing the Tonen Corner, the alternate. So yeah, in there, so like I mean this is like no dream place, but it's like really good place to show my work. But also if like I was thinking like for my like future, I would see myself is like if like the film direction maybe, but I would see them in more like art films, or maybe like could be like movie or so it's like different way. But if I go into like gaming, then will be different direction. So now the stage I kind of like still happy to see the what's the next. That's why I make the first like the what's just now the good planet, the first one, like I showing a little bit. So this is like why I kind of want to say, like my work, all the character, they are in the same space. Then could be a virtual city or like my own metaverse. People can go into, like to meet them as well. Yeah, I hope it makes sense.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any other questions?
I'd like to know what the kind of your softwares of choice are, like to kind of piece it all together, or like whether like when it's working separately, like how you find bringing them all together into like the final outcome.
So like I use, I mean some like material I draw. So like this is one part, but normally I use like ZBrush and this or that, like for the character, and like for the garment I use like Close 3D. Then the movement I just show a bit is called Mixamo, like it's like on like website, so you can download different movement. Then after I use like Cinema 4D, so like finish all the like animation like rendering as well. But also I would suggest like I kind of like mix all together then go into Cinema 4D, but also it's quite open. You can use like Unreal or like Blender or like whatever. Like so, this is kind of like one platform that you can all import to one. Yeah.
Can I ask? I guess like off the back of that, just in terms of I guess like your educational history or experience. I guess like how did you find that like coming from a fashion background, did you start to use this software and think of your work in this kind of, I guess, like screen-based formats? Did you like when did you start to think of your practice and your work in those terms, as opposed to sort of like designing garments, physical garments, etc.?
I mean, this is a bit like long story. So like before RSA fashion, actually I did like graphic design and product design. So this is like my background. But I was quite surprised and quite lucky to get in this course. But like I couldn't make any like physical garment. So like when I first get in, but it's like we kind of like different called platform. So I was one of the digital platform. Because I tried to make garment, but just like not me, because I'm not really practical person. So I think it's good to find the way I can do it and can do good. So then I guess like I think it's like from the first point is like I kind of like I even don't know how to use all the 3D software. So I kind of like use like Photoshop to make like 2D character because from after all I understand fashion is like not only making garment from what my perspective is like it's more the way you think, or like what's like your identity, like what's your like what's your community, like who you are and what the voice you want to speak. And so like making garment is a way to speak about this like voice. So I kind of also use like how I making is like character and garment when I join the like RSA course. So it's like the look then speak about this voice. So this is kind of like tool. So it's like I think it's like more open for me, like fashion, how you definition like could be
I mean, I guess like I was thinking it's clear in the kind of sensitivity of the characters that I mean, like knowing your history or like your education history, you can kind of see that connection into but there is obviously like the characters have such a sort of richness to them, both like kind of incredible kind of like visual richness to them. But I guess like going back to the question of I guess like the gaming, I was kind of curious because especially with the 12 characters, I kept on thinking of them as like 12 characters or like within a kind of gaming kind of scenario or such. So I guess like how would it, if you were to go down a sort of gaming route, like how would that change, or how do you see that kind of changing your practice, or like either kind of more broadly but sort of even like practically, how would you see it changing the richness of the characters or the way that the characters express themselves?
Let me think. I guess if like going to gaming this side, I will thinking about like it's kind of how you play games. So like each character they have like what like kind of like what skill they have and in the game, and also could be like they like more like you could become this character, like say what like face they are, what like issue they are faced at, or like I mean it's just really rough. Like I just like thinking, and or like as a like player, like how can I say like the perspective you can meet them, then kind of they are kind of like one character, like one object inside, then you can like experience around them. And also like I was thinking it's not like traditional how gaming maybe they are inside this game, like it's like combined with like fashion show or like doing different events, or also inside this game like could be they have like talk or like how I mean also I inspired by like Moin told me like how I can do workshop and also could be a community, then can reach out more people. So it's like it's like still kind of open. Like now I'd say different. I just realized I haven't shown one video, sorry. It's like kind of like how I showing like how the fashion side like there's like 12 like so they are so this is more like also like showcase how each like character they could be inside this game as well. They are doing this like runway or like speak about who they are. Maybe in the game they also can change their outfit as like combined with also I mean like I collaborate with people about the filter as well. Also it's a way to interact people and also like reach out more people as well. It's a way.
I guess like one of the questions I had was also sort of to do with I guess the distinction or not of the sort of your own practice and your own work and the commercial work that you've done. And so like because I guess when you were talking through or going through your sort of own work and your own kind of practice and methods, it seemed incredibly kind of intricate, and I mean the kind of details of the sketches and the drawings, like so I was kind of curious in terms of with your commercial work, like are there differences in terms of like how you take on those projects or the kind of process that you do with those projects, or is it pretty much kind of similar, or are there kind of like points where there's a kind of clear difference between like working for Nike to like doing your own work or working with Gucci?
I mean it's like I would say it's quite different, because like for my own work I can do like different research, like how I usually process, but like for commercial work it's more like depends also how long the deadline they give to me. Sometimes really quick, so I need to just like make a mood board, then process, then like prototype one, then it's like quite like more like fast and like more direct to see. and also depends like the commission work, because someone like I work for one jewelry artist like, and so it's like it's the more like art side, so they gave me quite a lot of freedom, so I could be spend more longer time. But like for example like Nike and Gucci, this kind of project, it's really short and really like I don't enjoy it. Like it's just really like tired, and but I mean the result is good.
Yeah.
But the process is like really, I mean, because Nike one is different because they like this character. So like I already make this character before, so it's more like kind of like artist like collaboration. But especially for the Gucci one, I like literally like every day is changing a new version. I need just work non-stop. I just feel like gonna be.
And when they, this is like a side thing, but I was really curious in terms of like when they are commissioning you or they're kind of talking to you about what, like, do they, how to phrase this, like, do they address you or treat you like a 3D designer, or do they treat you like, how do you think they see you? Because I mean obviously like coming from this fashion background, obviously you have certain kind of sensibilities and sort of that's maybe different to the traditional 3D designer or whatever, and so I was just curious in terms of like how you think they kind of position you, I guess.
I mean like for this Gucci one, because like it's 1 year ago, so I only graduated 1 year, and if I can get this opportunity, I already feel really happy. And but they treat me like not good. Okay. So they treat me more like just like making the work.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's like more like my role is like 3D artist, and so it's like this magazine called King Kong magazine. So they reach out me. So they are like art director. So depends. I would say like depends what my role inside different project, and because like this like Nike one or like this like Vogue one, I like more like just like my style. So so they treat me better like as like art director for this project. And now just like it's like I really like this why I draw like 5 like head like me. So it's kind of like I doing some projects like art director, but also some project as like 3D artist, or some project just not brief like I'm a kind of bridge and then pass to next team to make it. I mean also it's art director, so so depends like different project and different role.
Great. Does anyone have any question before we? No. Okay, so with that, thanks very much.
Thank you.